My movie was Casualties of War that came out in 1989, which was based on a real event, the incident on Hill 192 that happened in 1966. The movie and this event were about a group of 5 American soldiers during the Vietnam War who kidnapped, raped, and killed a Vietnamese woman. On November 17, 1966, Sergeant Gervais and Private First Class Stephen Thomas talked to the 3 other squad members, Sarge saying that they would get a woman for the purpose of sex, and at the end of the 5 days, they would kill her, and he said it was good for the morale of the squad. So on the morning of November 18th, the squad entered the village of Cat Tuong in the Phu Mai district looking for a woman. After finding her, they bound her wrists with rope and took her on the mission. Later, after setting up camp in an abandoned hooch, 4 of the soldiers took turns raping her. The following day, in the middle of a fight with Viet Cong, Thomas and Gervais became worried that the woman would be seen with the squad. Thomas took Mao into a bushy area, and although he stabbed her 3 times with his hunting knife, he failed to kill her. When she tried to flee, 3 of the soldiers chased after her. Thomas caught her and shot her in the head. My movie is a part of the Vietnam movie genre. In Vietnam films, the authority figures are bad and not trustworthy. We saw that in the film mainly with the sergeant of the squad. He is supposed to be a leader, but he decides it's a good idea to kidnap, rape, and murder a Vietnamese woman. Even though our main character, Erickson, was the only one who didn't abuse the woman and also tried to free and help her, he still let things happen to her when he could have done something to the soldiers or gotten her out. There were 2 events that influenced the portrayal of authority in this movie. The first was the Iran-Contra affair in 1985. The Iran-Contra affair was a secretive action not approved of by the United States Congress. It was the product of 2 separate initiatives during the administration of President Ronald Reagan. The first was a commitment to aid the Contras, who were conducting a guerrilla war against the Sandinista government of Nicaragua. The second was to lessen the anger of the moderates within the Iranian government in order to secure the release of American hostages held by pro-Iranian groups in Lebanon and to influence Iranian foreign policy in a pro-Western direction. President Reagan's administration supplied weapons to Iran, a sworn enemy, in hopes of securing the release of American hostages held in Lebanon by Iranian terrorists. He kept sending weapons to Iran for the release of the American hostages, and finally the 7 hostages were released, later on to be replaced by 3 more. After years of secret sales to Iran, Iran decided to kidnap 3 more hostages after the previous ones were released. Further sales were pointless. The second event that influenced the portrayal of authority in this movie was Reagan's AIDS case in the 1980s. After the first case in 1981, AIDS was becoming more common. Ronald Reagan did not say the word AIDS until 1987. At this point, 37,000 Americans had been diagnosed and 21,000 Americans had died. The disease had spread to 113 countries with more than 50,000 cases. Reagan could have chosen to end the homophobic rhetoric that flowed from so many in his administration. He was cut out of all AIDS discussions for the first 5 years of the Reagan administration. The reason was because transmission of AIDS was understood to be primarily in the homosexual population, and Reagan said they are only getting what they justly deserved. In these 2 events, our authority figure, President Reagan, was making bad decisions and doing bad things. He made deals with the enemy and prolonged the deaths of people with AIDS because he was against homosexuals. This type of negative authority is shown in the movie with our squad leader and the captain of the company. In the movie, Sarge Meserve was the dominant leader in that soldier's squad, and he made very bad decisions. He ignored protocols and broke rules. He did He did things for his own selfish gain. Not only did he decide to kidnap, rape, and murder a Vietnamese woman, he also goes against orders, which is you're not supposed to shoot unless it's self-defense. But he told his soldiers that if you see one in the open, waste them. He is supposed to be a leader for this group, and he is going against the rules. This all connects to the Vietnam genre because not one of these authority figures did the right thing. They all acted in ways and made decisions that would be beneficial for themselves.